Hey, what is up, guys? Steve here, and it is time to start another stream. We are going to be playing Orzhov Control in today's feature deck. Alright, let me mute the music there for a moment so we can go ahead and talk about the deck. Alright, so here is the black-white control deck, or Orzhov, as many of you may already know. It's very similar to the mono black control deck, but this one, or actually it's more similar to the mono black mid-range deck. But it was labeled control when I copied it, so that's what we're going to go with. Hey, Van Man! Long time no see, buddy. AKA this morning. But anyways, we're talking about today's deck, and it's black-white control. It's, as I mentioned, yes, this is a standard deck. So the deck focuses on, like, I assume this deck version versus the black-white control version focuses a little bit more on the surviving the early game, because it has the late game in spades when it comes to Imaria's control, or the Starheim Unleashed. So I don't think it worries too much about the late game, but the early game, it's got a little bit more staying action here to protect yourself from dying with the Luminarch Aspirant and the Spirited Companion. But it still has its control aspects with the Meat Hook and the Wandering Emperor. I'm personally not a big fan of this card, but it seems to be a one-of in many decks. But it is a removal card. It's 4 mana, possibly 3. Now, an interesting bit that I didn't expect in this deck is that it has the Wedding Announcement, which does pair well with the Welcoming Vampire. For those of you who don't know, Welcoming Vampire, when one or more other creatures with power 2/less enters the battlefield, you draw a card. Now, the way this text is worded matters significantly. It says enters the battlefield. All right, that doesn't sound very significant, but when it comes to a lot of decks, you end up having to cast a creature. But when it comes to this card, it enters the battlefield, which pairs well with Wedding Announcement because it gives you something entering the battlefield every turn and drawing. What's the oldest standard legal set right now? That is not too difficult to look up right here. Yeah, I play both standard and historic. Looks like Zendikar Rising. But I started playing Magic around the time Dominaria had literally just been released. So I've been playing Magic for about 3 years. I'm familiar all the way back to Kaladesh, which is basically the entirety of Arena. But thank you for joining in. But anyways, like I mentioned some of the combos here, it is a little bit more on the control side because we've got ourselves the Bank Buster to draw us cards, delay the game a little bit. If we board wipe, we still have the Bank Buster, so if we end up playing a Legion Angel or another Angel, or being able to pump up a token with our Wandering Emperor, we do have an immediate attack with this after board wiping, so there is that. Now, the restoration of Iganjo is probably one of the reasons why Luminarch Aspirant and Spirited Companion are in this deck, because the second effect allows you to get a permanent with mana 2 value or less from your graveyard and enters the battlefield tapped, which is pretty important when it comes to being able to dump a land, which you may or may not need, and be able to get to draw a card. And plus, you know, it's a 3/4 vigilance blocker, which is not irrelevant on its own. But anyways, at the rest of the deck, you guys probably already know Wandering Emperor, Sword of the Mirthless, and Lola Spider Queen. We went over them in our Esper Super Friends deck, so you should probably know the ins and outs of those Planeswalkers. Anyways, let's go ahead and get started. Let me turn the music back on. Since you're just joining us for the first time, Vanman, I'd try to run a little bit more of a chill stream. So I have light-hearted music in the background. They tend to not have any words. It's just all from the YouTube audio list. Lots of incidental card advantage while developing board. Yep, that's exactly what it looks like. So I'm seeing why the deck is labeled control, but I personally think it's more of a mid-range than a control. Just based on how many creatures. Alright, so we're going first. We've got ourselves a draw coming up. We can develop some board advantage. Wedding anniversary. We've got a bit of removal. Very solid hand, especially going first. Yeah, I was going to say, it predicates, though, on being able to draw one more land, which we've already done. And now we got our fourth, so we're pretty much set up here already. Looks like we're playing against the mono-white deck, which is pretty good for us, because we're able to just do whatever we want. Vanishing Verse is able to take out anything that they play, which is very great. We're going to take a hit from their Luminarch Aspirant this turn. The only thing we really don't want to see here is the Adeline. Adeline makes a 1/1 whenever you attack. It's real problematic for us because our creatures are so weak. Rendane. Okay, so Rendane keeps our Sorin from coming out because it makes all creatures with 4 mana or greater cost 2 more, which isn't that big of a deal for us right now, but let's just go ahead and drop our Luminarch Aspirant. We'll Vanishing Verse the Rendane right now because we want to get our attack in. And we're going to go ahead and put that there. It really doesn't matter which one I pick. We're going to attack. Oh, do I ever draft? Yes. I built most of my collection on drafting. I would hope that my YouTube account is linked. The YouTube account is under the same name, Stephen M Plays. But all of my previous streams are there, and we do a load of drafting. And typically we don't run out of gems because we draft under 3 people's accounts. Although one of my friends just got a job again recently, so he isn't going to be able to join in as often. Oh boy. So we have so many options here. Sorin seems like a mediocre play, seeing as we have 5 mana and it just doesn't allow us to do 2 things in one turn. I like playing the Wedding Announcement here and then holding up Vanishing Verse. We go ahead and pump up our token, do nothing. Our Wedding Announcements will both go off. Now our creatures are bigger. We'll Vanishing Verse. Hopefully we can get a good Vanishing Verse. Oh, hold on. We'll put full control mode on. Before combat starts. Oh, that's bad. Oh, that's very bad. That's... Oh, boy. Well... Sentinel. Choose a color, gains hexproof. Sentinel's a real problem because he can make himself protection from white. Protection from white with double strike, obviously very deadly. Luckily we have a lot of chump blockers coming in, but it is a little scary keeping up with him right here. Alright, so he does have the double strike. So that will end up killing my little guy, but it will kill his Luminarch Aspirant. Now the question is, if I quad block here the other Luminarch Aspirant, is that worth it? I'm going to go ahead and say yes, it is worth it. I don't like this play. I really don't like this play. But it will take out all of his stuff here. And Luminarch Aspirants with double strike is very deadly. Alright, we got Hive Mind, which is not the greatest, but it's not the worst either. Now we'll go ahead and do our Sorin. Make a 2/3 here. We get an extra 1. Oh, it's a 2/2, of course. Now our dudes are able to block the Blade Historian if able, or if need be. It's a little troublesome, but so if I were to double block, the fact of the matter is he would first strike my 2/2 here, so it really doesn't do him any good. Luckily, he left Soren alive, which is definitely good for me. And now we have Vanishing Verse, which is going to be very solid for us. All right, so we'll do that. We'll draw a card. Go ahead and take that for sure. Get our Spirit Companion out. We still hold up Vanishing Verse for the Intrepid Adversary, which he won't know about. Go ahead and give ourselves bigger life link. I think this is where we start turning this game around. All right. But yeah, I play a lot of Limited. The last two sets in particular, the most. Do you use 17 lands when you do your drafting? I like to use 17 lands quite a lot when I do my drafting. Actually, not that it makes any sort of difference here, but I could give him a chance to make a misplay. I mean, to be fair, I'm pretty sure... Oh, wow. So he let us keep our vampire, which is very solid for us. I would rather draw a card. All right. We'll make an extra creature here for defense, and we'll draw a card end of his turn. Do you mean the website called 17 Lands, or oh, the website 17 Lands? Yeah, I use it all the time when I make my decks for draft. I specifically like to pay attention to the game in hand win rate and improvement when drawn win rate, because it's very nice to know the difference between a card that's just good and a card that immediately offers value the moment you get it. Not bad. I wish I wasn't going second, but you know, it's not terrible. Okay, now it's less good, but still playable. We want to go with our Shattered Sanctum because there's no guarantee we'll get a land for turn 3. Therefore, we don't have a turn 1 play, so it's just good to get the dual land out. Ooh, interesting color combo there by the opponent. So the opponent's playing blue-white, but playing Usher the Fallen. This does baffle me, because I don't know what this combo is. Sure, gladly, that's fine. Alright, so I was thinking about playing the Restoration of Ganjo, but the fact of the matter is, the dude, I can play that next turn. Hold on. Actually, if I do Restoration of Ganjo, I get a white land for next turn. I get to play the white land next turn, which means I have 4 mana for next turn. The 4 mana allows me to play Bankbuster and Starheim, which is not going to leave me with any blockers for his creatures. But I will be able to get Spirited Companion back, but it'll end up being tapped. This is quite the predicament. I think we're just going to get our wedding announcement out early. A lot of those statistics are misleading for various reasons. It's value information, but I'm always skeptical. Oh, I know exactly what you mean. 2 sets ago, the which one was it? 2 sets ago, it wasn't that one. I'm drawing a blank. Crimson Vow. In Crimson Vow, the statistics said red was awful. Every podcast I listened to said red was the best color. Like, the best color. Like, everybody said I would force red if I had to. But statistically, 17 Lands said red was terrible. And it has a lot to do with the people that they don't understand what you're supposed to be doing. It's hard to explain. Alright, hold on. This is gonna hurt. I'm gonna pay the 3. Get our Legion Angel out so we can start blocking the Spellbinder. But, like I said, if people don't understand the color, they're just gonna draft the cards. They're gonna find the cards aren't working in their favor. They're gonna play them poorly. They're not gonna play them the way they're intended. And then the statistics are going to match them being poor. Yes, exactly. Red was the best in Crimson Vow. But statistically, it was the worst, and it makes no sense, and for the exact reasons that I just mentioned. So you do have, obviously, you have to take them with a grain of salt. But it helps. It helps a lot. It helps you distinguish what cards are good. Like, for instance, oh wow. All right. For instance, it told you Imperial Oath was good. And nobody could understand why Imperial Oath was good. But Imperial Oath was awesome. And statistically, the thing just kept saying it was winning people games. And I'm obviously talking about the newest set. Imperial Oath. Like, you just can't get enough Imperial Oath. And Imperial Oath is the card that is Scry 3. Scry 3 create 3 2/2s. And turns out Scry 3, when you have 6 mana, is absurdly broken. And it's not that difficult to get to 6 mana when there are enough ramp spells out there. And white was incredibly easy to draft into. Like, you could be playing, I don't know, red-black or something, and you could splash in white pretty easily. All you had to do was get like a Sunset Samurai and bring in white, or you could bring in the colorless enchantment that allowed you to use any color. There was another colorless enchantment that allowed you to draw any color. There were a lot of good things going for it. I loved Imperial Oath. Anytime I had 3 Imperial Oaths, I got at least 6 wins. It was great. Look at this guy. He's playing a landfall deck. This is funny. Werewolf Pack Leader, okay. We do have to watch out though. Alright. So the nice thing about Restoration of a Ganjo, we're going to take a bit of a hit. We have a choice of actually ramping if we want. We can choose to discard a land, and it'll play a land. It'll end up being tapped, but you know, it's ramp. But that's not what we want to do here. We want to just chump block the Werewolf Pack Leader. And he just gave himself trample. That's a bit unfortunate. Alright. I mean, just blocking for the sake of blocking is no point. This forces it. Oh, perfect. Alright. So we'll discard the planes. It will ramp. It'll play the planes. So this is where we can turn things around. The opponent will most likely do the same thing. He will play a land. The elemental will be unblockable. There's nothing I can do about that until the Aganjo turns around. He'll probably make the pack leader trample, which will effectively win him the game if we didn't have this Wandering Emperor. Tolskoy. That's interesting. Tolskoy is a very interesting card because Tolskoy draws him a card whenever we get hit, which is going to be often. There's just nothing I can do about this elemental hitting me. Nice. Alright. So now we got ourselves a 3-4. We got ourselves a Lolith coming in. Alright. Have a nice night. Thank you for joining in, Van Man. I appreciate it. It was a nice chat. Alright. Go ahead and put a 1-1 counter on our... This is based on power, right? Power 2 or less? Okay. This allows us to get 2 creatures that are blockable to the elemental. Oh, my cat has not been on the stream the whole time. I'm sorry about that. Okay, sure. That's easily chump blockable, no big deal. Yeah, this is why we made the spider a 3-2, so it was chump blockable to the elemental. So that was kind of irrelevant, because the elemental doesn't have trample. That would have mattered big time if he had trample. Alright. Now the question is, do I want to go wide? I'm going to assume that I shouldn't go wide. Let's draw a card first. No, I should go wide. I should just go wide responsibly, though. Oh, I could exile tapped creature if I want, but this creature is always going to be tapped. Just go ahead and do what we did last turn. Make that bigger. We don't want to attack with a second because we want extra 1/1s here. Shaya. Oh, that's the one that makes all creatures tap for land. Okay. What? Oh, he... Okay. I am not sure what went on over there, but okay. We'll just go ahead and... Yeah, we'll go ahead and just kill the Ashaya. There's really... Alright, this is whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, gets 2/2. Okay, so it's big trampler, so we actually need something to stop that. I mean, we have plenty of 1/1s, but... Just gonna do that. I could make another 2/2. Is that better than making the restoration bigger? I'm gonna go ahead and say no. Obviously, he's not gonna block. Not that he would. Alright, next turn is when things get real bad for him, so he needs... Whatever he's gonna do, he needs to do it this turn. I don't know what that does. Okay. Oh, what am I doing? I'm stupid. I mean, I was trying to offset the trample. That's what I was doing. I don't think I need to offset the trample, honestly. Oh, I do need to offset the trample because he's going to draw a card. Yep. There we go. Sweet. Wow, another Wandering Emperor. That gives us a lot of avenues of play. Let's go ahead and exile that. This indestructible, but they don't gain okay. Yeah, they gain indestructible. That's pretty decent. Enters the battlefield. If your main phase, there's an additional combat at the beginning. Okay. It's not like it has trample, and it's not going to get any bigger. Plus, my creatures are indestructible. I could easily block with just the spiders. Sure. All right, GG opponent. That was an interesting one. I had no idea where that game was going. I'm not sure what cards the opponent was going to be focusing on. Oh boy, no black. Going second, no black. I'm going to go ahead and say this is a pass. Alright, not much better, but I guess it is better. Oh boy, do we want that? We're not going to have double black. This turn we're not doing anything. I'm going to go ahead and say that's better as a land for us. It gets us to our Wandering Emperor faster. We're probably gonna okay, that's definitely a good card to hit with Vanishing Verse. We're playing against the Goblin deck, it appears. Goblin deck is actually pretty decent. Alright, he's got 2 of those. That is fine. We'll go ahead and Vanishing Verse that one. There's not much I can do to stop the Battlecry Goblin. I could play the Wedding Announcements, but they're not really going to do us a whole lot of good. The Vanishing Verse is just a better play. When an effect goes into stack, we're going to hit the Goblin up. With the alright. That is fine. We'll go ahead and get rid of the Battlecry Goblin. Alright, and then we'll pass. Play our Wandering Emperor on his Hobgoblin. Alright, we still have to pick the Hob. Do we? Now we have to pick the Bug Bugler, actually. So it gains first strike, which is annoying, but it's only a problem if he plays something with haste next turn. And the 2 life is pretty relevant as well. Nice, nice. Okay. Go ahead and go Spirited Companion. If we get a land, we'll go Wedding Announcement. Alright. Wedding Announcement. And then boom. And now we have 2 creatures. So even if he does Hobgoblin. He can't Bug Bugler. No, he can't. Okay. Oh, he did get another one with haste, though. Interesting. He really doesn't like that Emperor. This seems like the most optimal play because it's still the Javelin is not going to do anything. The Wandering Emperor is still going to die in every way it's going to die. But the Javeliner is hard to block. Nice. Okay. Okay. As it currently sits, we're probably going to need it on that one. And that's just to keep his Hobgoblin Bandit Lord from hitting us. Okay. Could still double block, but it's not going to be ideal. Let's see. If we take 7... The Bugbear is going to be a real problem. It makes a Goblin attacking, right? Yeah, it is a Goblin. Okay. Yeah, that's all I can do. Legion Angel. That's a good one. It's not going to get me a draw off the Welcoming Vampire, and right now, currently, the Welcoming Vampire. Yeah, I'm gonna need the 2/1/1s. Well, I guess there'll be 2/2s at this point. We just need to live. The later the game it goes, the better it is for us. So we just need to live. Sure, sure. That is okay. That was better than okay. He could have attacked with the Bugbear. That would have been a real problem. All right. Looks like we could do 2 things here. Player Legion Angel. Now we have a solid blocker each turn. Bank Buster's okay. I would not recommend blocking with it. It's an extra draw per turn. Plus, it's a really difficult card to tap with because it's crew 3. I'd have to crew 2 2s, which would be the same as blocking with 2 2s. So. Now we're decently wide, so that's good. Sure, sure. He's preventing a draw per turn, but that's okay. We've got the Welcoming Vampire to get us those draws. Although, we're actually, now that I think about it, we're not going to get those draws because the double Wedding Announcement is going to make them all minimum 3/3s. That's all right. If I attack with 2 flyers to draw a card, that's probably bad. This is lethal next turn. This is really all we need. Oh good, it was 2 when it hit the battlefield, so we did get a draw. Nice. I'm not gonna lie. That matchup has been very difficult for just about every deck that I have played. So I'm glad to finally get a win versus it. No turn 1 play. Actually, I don't think the deck at all has a turn 1 play. So it's just kind of always the best play. Yeah, it doesn't. Look in here at the left side. There is no 1 mana card. I do like this Tekanuma. It's nice to have something that's a land or not land in hand. Allows us to have some versatility in our plays. Alright, well, if I play the Luminarch Aspirant, he is most likely going to kill it with something. Actually, if I play it, it might become a 2/2, and therefore he won't be able to do it in response. Because what I'm assuming is he's going to use the card that sacrifices a creature, draws 2 cards. But since he's tapped, Luminarch Aspirant's going to end up being a 2/2, so he won't be able to immediately kill it upon it entering the battlefield, so this is the best time to play it. See, now this is to bait me into blocking, which obviously I'm not. See, now he was forced to make a suboptimal play. Exile non-land permanent. So actually, he could target our restoration if he wants. I'm curious if the restoration of a Ganjo is worth his time. I want to say we've already gotten the value. Once it enters the battlefield, we've already gotten the draw, which is already good. So I assume he's not going to play the Rite of Oblivion. He's just going to play a Planeswalker or something. Either way, our board is pretty good. Okay. Get rid of the play. Oh, actually, we'll get rid of the Spirited Companion. That way we can play Spirited Companion and Wedding Announcement in the same turn. Not too shabby. So if we get to play our Legion Angel, get to another Legion Angel. And now he's going to be forced to use his expensive removal to remove our Legion Angel, which is not even going to be that helpful. Because we got more of them coming. It's essentially drawing a card. Spider Queen. Alright, well, that's a good target for our Vanishing Verse. Yeah, we're just going to do Vanishing Verse. And then Wedding Announcement, call it a turn. No need to attack. Legion Angel doesn't trade well. It dies to the Spider and an Eye Witch double block. And then that allows him to, oh, wow. Well, I guess it could be worse. Definitely could be worse. Okay, we have our own Meat Hook. Vanishing Burst lets Tacona allows us to get creature or planeswalker. Okay. Currently we don't have one, but we'll definitely get one soon enough. Alright. That allows us to get another Legion Angel. And we hold up our Vanishing Burst. We get our 1/1. If he attacks with his Shambling Ghast, odds are he's gonna exile Legion Angel and get rid of our 1/1 in one fell swoop. Or just do that. So interestingly enough, the opponent does have a Hive of the Eye Tyrant, which can be a real problem to us if we didn't have Wandering Emperor. We're probably just going to play Wandering Emperor at the end of his turn. If we get real lucky, we'll be able to kill the Eye of the Hive Tyrant. Okay, that works too. We'll get a 2/2 off of it, which is at least something. Nice, nice. That's a good one. Hive the Eye Tyrant is 3/3, so we'll just go ahead and make our creature 4/4 Vigilance. How should I play this? Starheim. I don't think we need that just yet. We don't even really need to go that wide either, honestly. We've been going really heavy into these board wipes, and it's been really bad for us. I mean, these creatures alone are pretty good. Alright. We'll do it on his upkeep. Or now. Now, is there something I want to get with Takanuma? That's annoying, but sure. The problem is he's got these double Rites of Oblivion, confront the return target planeswalker, move twice the loyalty. So he doesn't have anything good to bring back. Is what I assume he's waiting for him to get. He's buying time for him to get his own planeswalker, which I should really get restoration. Oh no, it's creature planeswalker. I'm stupid. I mean, Spirited Companion feels like an absolute waste of play, but it is a draw, and a draw is still valuable. It just feels bad doing a play like that. Sure. Now, I want to give him a target for his Right to Oblivion. And there is no better target than just having a Legion Angel out there that is difficult for him to deal with. Plus, he already knows about it too. See, there we go. There we go. I got him to fall for our crappy target. Great. That worked out. Like I said, when this deck gets into the late game, it goes quite well. And the nice thing is it's a much faster than the mono black control deck we played in the last stream, which ended up taking an hour and... No, was it 2 hours? Yeah, it was like 2 hours, almost 2 hours and 20 minutes, I think it was, to get 7 games or whatever it was. No, 8 games, I think. Oh my. Alright. With the Amaria's calls, I think we'll take it, but it's not great. But I mean, this is why you're running all these Amaria's calls. Amaria. Alright, nice, nice. Get our wedding announcement going. Sweet. We're 1 land away from being able to start on the Lolith. Or, well, have enough land for the Lolith. Alright, I guess drawing is best because the opponent's probably going to meat hook us at some point, it looks like. Could always use the extra cards. Meat hook for 1 is what I assume is going to happen. Yep. Yep. Sweet. Now we have 2 of our 3 creatures back anyways, and now we're at 3 again. That's alright, we have another one of those. He wasted a lot to get rid of my Planeswalker, and he missed a land drop, which is also pretty relevant. I'm fine with that. Alrighty then, it looks like we're going to be able to successfully Amaria's Call here, which is not going to stop against a meat hook, but it is nice being able to have those big creatures out. Mine are indestructible, all that jazz. Plus, you know, an extra 2 creatures. If he does meat hook for a high number, we still have our Angel Warriors, and our Lolith will get big as well. Sure. So let's see. The best he can do is meat hook for 6, 7, 8. So he can meat hook for 6 if he really, really wants to, if he plays a land, which he did. So he can meat hook for 5 here if he really wants, but that will get our Lolith up quite big. He's not going to hive the Eye Tyrant because we can double block easily. It really looks bad for him. No matter what, my Lolith's going to live or my creatures are going to live, but something is going to live. Tybalt. Well, we win, but that's an interesting card. See, the opponent knew the game was over, so it's not any sort of bad taste to GG him there because he knew it was going to happen. It's actually interesting that he didn't GG me back. So after a bit of a slow start, this deck is starting to hit its rhythm here in the middle of the stream. Cat hair on my keyboard. Okay, so we do have a white land. That's good. Looks like we're gonna go Shattered Sanctum into. Oh, we're going first. That's excellent. We'll go ahead and wave back. Two Wandering Emperors, and we got ourselves the white land, which now puts us in solid positioning. Okay. He has only got 1 blood token, so he actually can't kill our Wandering Vampire, which is pretty good. Shadow, do not bite the green screen, please. So we'll get a double draw off the Spirited Companion if he doesn't manage to kill our Welcoming Vampire. Bloodtithe Harvester was great when it in Limited, but it is not so good here in Constructed. I see. He's going to meat hook for 1, and then he's going to Harvester the Vampire. Makes sense. I don't want to say it was a good play, but it was a play. So we're playing the Wandering Emperor end of his turn and making a 2-2. Which will end up being a 3-3 on our turn. What do you call it? Oh my god, it's like he brought in a limited deck right here in Standard. Now it looks even more like a limited deck. Now, we can meat hook for 1, which would be pretty devastating to him. Which, unfortunately for the opponent, is exactly what I'm going to do, is meat hook for 1 and then Spirited Companion. And he won't get a 1-1 in return because he only gets 1-1s off the Oni Call Anvil when it's on his own turn. He will be able to gain 1 life, though, by sacrificing the artifact. But yeah, that was the best he could have done there. I'm not sure we really need that land in as far as damage. I don't think he's going to be attacking us for quite some time. He could attack us with the Hive of the Eye Tyrant, but there really isn't anything worth getting out of my grave. Wow, it is just... I mean, I see the strategy. I just don't think it's very good. All right. Winning announcement. I can manage that. He can't tap it because it doesn't tap for bigger, so we'll just go ahead and put the Wandering Emperor on Spirited Companion here, so we get an attack with both creatures. That way we get a draw for the wedding announcement, end of turn. Makes sense, makes sense. I understand. Luckily, the meat hooks, they cancel each other out, but the Oni Cult Anvil is still going to ping us. Alright, we don't need... We'd rather this Iganjo be there. Because with that Iganjo on the battlefield, we have one more land away from Amaria's Call. Okay. So now we're going to be playing Aspirant and then holding up the Wandering Emperor end of turn. We'll be attacking with both creatures, and the Samurai will be a 4/4. Our play still does not change. We're going to play Wandering Emperor end of turn. If he wants, he can tap the Harvester to... Oh, okay. We're not attacking with Companion, that's for sure, because that will allow him to just tap his Harvester and block with a 4/4, which is not a trade that I'm willing to make. But he is slowly whittling us down. I have yet to see a deck like this, but it is very interesting. Virus Beetle, okay. Sure. I understand that's like losing 2 cards, but you know. These things happen. Mm-hmm. Oh, my game just froze. Oh, my game just crashed. Ooh. Okay, well, gotta start her up real quick. I actually kind of feel like the game has shifted into his favor a little bit because of the extra 1/1 ping that he keeps doing to us each turn. So we're actually losing 1 life each turn that we're not making a big play. This was a huge mistake, and I am so glad he made it. Sweet, sweet. All right, we're definitely in good shape. Okay, we have 3 Spirited Companions in the grave, although we have nothing we want to discard. Okay. Okay. This definitely does not put him in good shape. That was an interesting play. He didn't block with one of them, and then sack it for 1 damage with the Oni called Anvil, which is what I would have expected him to have done. That's also a weird play too. The opponent definitely saw the writing on the wall. Flyers were very difficult for him to deal with. Alright, I have to hit the restroom. I will be right back. Don't go too far. Alright, back. 6-1. We just need to get one more win. Oh wow, that music, the volume. The volume knob is pretty high up there. Alright. I wish we were going first. This is not a good matchup for us. Yeah. All right, we don't have any double white cards in hand. I mean, yeah, white. I mean, we obviously have this triple white, but we're not using it as a triple white. That is rough. That's very, very rough. So the reason I went with a ganja there is I wasn't going to be able to block the Hellkite anyways. So I figured if I... Okay, sure. If I play the Ganjo, I can get a creature off the Spirited Companion, I can dump a creature, I can play a creature. I can keep things churning. I can get 2 things out instead of 1, and then eventually get an extra out. Now, the problem here is the flyer. I just do not have a way of dealing with the flyer at the moment. We're not going to be able to not going to be able to play the Amaria's Call at any point, or the Bankbuster, really. The Amaria's Call will at least get us out if we can live long enough. Bankbuster will do nothing for us. Perfect. Perfect. Okay, and we're going to play this immediately so he can't use its effect. Alright, now we could start dealing pressure on him because of our Ganjo will be a 3/4 attacker. Oh, Bug Bugler. Okay. It's annoying. Alright, we really needed a land there. Oh well. Alright. We're doing alright on the ground. Question is, will he do something in the air? I purposely put 1 counter. Oh, wow. I purposely put 1 counter because there are a lot of spells that do 4 damage, but not 5. Nice, nice. I expected that. That's the reason why I played double Welcoming Vampires. I knew if I attacked with the Restoration, I would get a 1/1 off of it. What is that card? Light up the Night deals X damage to any target, deals X plus 1 instead to that target. Or if that target is a creature or planeswalker. Interesting. An X damage spell. People don't really run those too often. It worked out for them. We don't have a whole lot of life gain in our deck, so. Alright, well, it's the big game. The 6-2. For all the marbles. Can we get ourselves to a 7? Welcome anybody who's joining us for Deck Hub is still not working. What? It's not? The Deck Hub appears to be working when I hover over the stream here in the mod view, and I definitely have linked it here in on the Aether Hub page. Weird. Oh, I took a hand that does not have a play until turn 3. That was not very smart of me. All right, hold on. Let me Let me pull up the not mod view. Oh, you're right. It does say no deck. I wonder if the deck hub is not... If I have to reconfigure it for the Aether hub name change. Mishika's Reign of Truth. Oh, this deck. Okay, okay. We might end up having to meet Hook, but I'm not sure we're going to be able to. Vanishing Verse. Are we winning? We're 6-2. I would definitely call that winning. Oh, I can't Vanishing Verse the Naturalist anyways. Oh, Twitch secret. Okay, there it is. I got it. Connect. Connection failed. Well, I'm gonna have to figure that out offline. Well, thanks for letting me know. I'll put it on my things to do here. Deck hub fix. Meat Hook for 2 is not gonna do it. Oh, that's the perfect card to draw. Yes. Yes. I mean, we were gonna Vanishing Verse, but now I have the Wandering Emperor, which is an even better play. I could Meat Hook for 3. Not sure I really want to. But if I Meat Hook for 3, it gets rid of both of his creatures. He'll play the Kami of Transcience, which I can Vanishing Verse. He'll probably play everything he can on the Kami as well, so that would also be a benefit to me. And I'll also have a blocker thanks to Wedding Announcement. Not that it matters. If he plays the Rune of Speed, it's going to have Trample anyways. So, yeah. And if I attack, he'll just gain the life to offset it. So I guess we're just going to Meat Hook anyways. Alright. Can we get ourselves out of this hole? It's not a very deep hole. We're at 15 life, which is pretty decent. Alright, Kami. That's to be expected. Now, please don't Rune of Haste. Do not... Okay, okay. That's annoying, but that is fine. I wonder if he'll put everything on Kami of Transcience. That seems like a good play for me. If I play Sorin, that's gonna leave me with another decent blocker, but Wedding Announcement also seems good. But it seems more mana efficient to do Sorin, especially since Sorin's creature can give me life gain as well, which is decent future potential. Yeah. Oh, you think it's the Angel? I think... okay. We could do the Angel. That's fine. And let's see. He's going to Transcience one of these, which... if he Transcience the Champion or Transcience the Naturalist, it would be bet... Oh, who am I kidding? Let's just put on the bigger creature. That's just way smarter. Hopefully, he'll put every little bit he can on that Kami of Transcience, because he's going to get a lot of 1/1 counters. A lot of them. Lifelink. Okay, okay. I was a little afraid he would play the haste one and he would haste both of his creatures, which would be a real problem if he hasted both of his creatures. This is going much better than anticipated. I wonder if that Jukai Naturalist is going to go up to 8 or not. Yeah, that was to be expected. Question is, will this Jukai Naturalist be able to go over both of my creatures or not? The answer is yes. Please, 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 please do not target the Jukai Naturalist. Do not target Jukai Naturalist. Do not target Jukai Naturalist. Do not target Jukai Naturalist. Yes! 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 Alright. I'll go ahead and kill the Jukai Naturalist. Alrighty then. What else do we want here? Because he's still got a lot of cards, and they're very deadly, and they're very big. Oh boy. I mean, I guess I should probably go Spirited Companion just to see if I can get another Vanishing Verse. I did not get it, unfortunately. Whatever I pick here is not really going to matter. So I think setting up is probably best. And setting up would be the wedding announcement. It would get me a chump blocker, which would force him into needing trample. It would get me one step closer to getting more big creatures on the board. The Sorin is not going to do me any good. A 2/3. Restoration of a Ganjo. There's no creature in my graveyard to play, and Legion Angel. I could possibly play 2 of them next turn if I top deck a land. Well, that's unfortunate. He's got a Kami of Transcience out. Speed is a real problem for me. This is quite the brawl. These showdowns really kept him in the game. Doesn't look good. Well, Wandering Emperor is definitely going to die. No reason to block here. Really, he should be attacking face with the Kami of Transcience. Force me into a bad play. The Wandering Emperor doesn't really do him any good. That doesn't really help. It allows me to play double Legion Angel, but that's not going to get me out of this situation. I don't really see a better play, though. Sorin will gain me some life. With a life and a chump blocker, I guess that's something. And possibly another target for him. Because apparently this guy likes killing planeswalkers more than he likes winning. Oh, nice. Welcome to the stream, Mercurio Blue. I like looking at the viewer list at times. I really like your content. I seen you a few times around. You're definitely all over. Crap, what were you on? I mean, I recognize you from somewhere. I just don't remember off the top of my head. I want to say Covert Go Blue. I want to say Discord. I want to say Aether Hub. I want to say all of it, really. Restoration of a Ganja doesn't really do me anything, does it? Having all of these blockers out, though, may. The problem with that Kami of Transcience is the moment it dies, he can bring it back to his hand as well. It will lose all the 1/1 counters, but he still gets it back. I'm not sure how I'll be able to stop an all attack here. Get rid of all my all my weak ground creatures, trade it for that Kami. One of them will still live too. Now, I understand they were great chump blockers and all, but... Nice, nice. That would have been really nice to have had a turn ago. Alright. So, now we want to start getting an attack or two in, especially now that he probably feels pretty comfortable about the situation. I gotta remember that Mashiko can get pretty big. Although, I probably should have considered forcing him into an attack, which would have been a little bit smarter. Get an extra attack in to force him to make an attack that he doesn't like. Nice, nice. Oh, nice. Okay. Okay. Can I do this for how much? 2, 4, 6, 7. It's not that, not enough. Let's see. I think 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. That's not that much. If I would want to do it, I would definitely want to do it before. Alright. Alright, so I can do this for... We have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 mana, so that means I can do this for 4 and create 4 1/1 or 4 4s after meat hooking the board. Now the Mashiko will still be on the board is the problem. And then we do this for 4, 5, 6, 7. Apparently I'm bad at math, because the Mashiko did die. Huh. Okay. I guess the Mashiko deramps, but I didn't think... Oh! I wonder if my Spirited Companion was pumping up his Mashiko. Okay. We got ourselves a 7 winner. And 1 card. I've never seen this card before. Okay. I mean, it's not amazing, but we'll take it. Alright, I just need to read something here. Let's head over to mine. I need to read Mashiko. For each artifact and or enchantment you control. Okay, so my Spirited Companion was not counting. Hey, Silver, welcome to the stream. Actually, I am just about to restart the stream to explain the mono green deck. So do not go away. The stream is about to end and then it's about to start up again. No big deal.